Okay, it's time for piano. Hi! Welcome to piano today, everyone. I'm so glad that you could join me today. It's Friday, it's children's piano. I hope you're excited. We're going to be going over lots of fun stuff today, learning some new songs and even a new position. It's going to be great. But before we get started, can you do a couple things for me? Like this video and share this video. And if you're joining live, go ahead and comment. I love reading them. Yay! It's so nice to see everyone. The second thing is of course, if you haven't subscribed, you've got to subscribe, right? So subscribing is the easiest way to support me, and it makes sure that you know when we are going to be having more piano lessons. So don't miss out. Go ahead and subscribe, okay? The next thing, of course, is I am on Discord. And Discord, let me see if I can, there it is. Discord is where we have our community building, right? So that's where you get the feedback from me. You get to hang out with some of your piano learning friends and post some cool piano videos. You can even make song requests. Like, that's really cool. So go ahead and join our Discord, okay? The link to join is in the campsite website below in the description. So you can find the invite there, okay? I can't wait to see you there. Next, of course, is Patreon. Yes. So I am on Patreon. I mention this every single video because this is how I make my income, okay? I provide these lessons on a donation basis, right? So if you can't afford anything, fine. Enjoy them, right? But if you can spare a few dollars here and there every month, I would really, really appreciate it because it costs money to keep all this running and keep it going, right? And I want to keep going. I know you want to help me. So go ahead and join Patreon. Just pick something that works for your budget. We have stuff at $3 a month all the way up to $90 a month if you want some private lessons from me, okay? We have lots of fun on Patreon. Love to have you. All right. Well, that's all I got to say about that. We should get to the music, huh? Yes. Yahoo! So give me some emojis if you want to get started on the music, okay? Now, last week we learned a really great song in our lesson book, okay? So pull out your lesson book. Woohoo! Let's turn to page 50, okay? Now, you remember this song last week that we learned? In the book, it's called Indians, but we changed it. The name that we call it in my classes is Indigenous Nations, okay? And this is what it looks like. Woohoo! All right. So let's go over this song, okay? We had some really interesting stuff going on with this. In the left hand, we had that consistent ostinato type repetitive drum sound that we were trying to copy because drums are so important in indigenous communities, right? It's like the heartbeat of the earth and reminding us of the heartbeats of our communities. Then the right hand has this really great like G minor pattern because we have a B flat. So it sounds really, really cool. So let's see if we can play through this together. I think you can do it. After a good solid week of practice, you should be feeling great with this song, okay? I'll switch to piano view so we can play it together, okay? Here we go. All right. I'm loving this. Okay. Indigenous Nations, we are in G position. I am going to find my G above middle C, and that is where my right hand goes. And in order for me to find my G position for the left hand, I put my finger one thumb on D right there, and there I am, okay? We're going to begin, and I'm going to count off, okay? Here we go. Oh, and we are doing all the repeats, so it's going to sound really great. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. That was great. My goodness, that was a very, very good and very fun song to play. I really enjoyed that. Just the drums and just imagining an amazing powwow. Yes. Give yourself a hand. Bravo. That was wonderful. Now, let's move on, okay? We did an amazing job on Indigenous Nations. We're switching now to page 51, and guess what? We're learning a new position! Woo! Let's do a 1 second party. 1 second party, 1 second party, 1 second party, 1 second party. Yeah! It's always fun to learn a new position, right? Yeah, we know C position, we know G position, but this new position is called new G position. We could probably think of a cooler name for it, right? Like super G position or something. Yeah. So it's actually related to the G position that we just played, okay? So it's going to be pretty simple to figure out, all right? Now, the first part of this new position, the right hand stays exactly where it was for Indigenous Nations. So that's a good thing. So it's going to be where we know it should be. Right? There it is on that G above middle C. Now the left hand is going to be a little different, okay? Now, we're used to playing it down below, right? But instead, you're going to put your pinky finger 5 on the G above bass clef C. So it's going to feel like your hands are a lot closer together. So let me see how that sounds. Ooh, all right. Yeah, it's a lot better. They're a lot closer together. Yes. Oh, hello, my friends. Hey, Christopher. Hey, Hannah. Hey, friends. Oh, this is great. Oh, I love seeing you guys online. Makes me happy. All right, so let's take a peek with piano view to see what this new G position or super G position sounds like, okay? All right. Okay, so here we are. Here's our gorgeous piano. Now, we know middle C, yes, our trusty middle C. And our regular G position for the right hand is right there above middle C. Now, just like I had mentioned before, the G position that we know is with it down here, okay? Now, in order for us to really find the spot where the left hand goes, we need to find the G that is above our C bass clef, okay? And that's this one right here. Do you see that one? Now, that is going to be where you're going to put your left hand pinky 5 right there, and you'll fan out the rest of your fingers. It sort of looks like C position because there's 2 white keys in between. You see these 2 right here? That they're empty, right? But instead of being on C's, we're on G's. And this is how it sounds. Not bad, huh? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Now, there's also something to talk about, too, is what it looks like in the music, right? Because it's going to look different. We're used to seeing our G position. Now, my tongue is really tied. Our G position notes down low in the bass staff, right? We're used to seeing it like there. But since we have moved our fingers closer to the middle of the piano, we're going to find that our notes are going to be written on the upper part of the bass staff and even a little bit in between. There's like a special note that's kind of floating there. I got to show you. It's really cool. Okay. I'm going to point to this little line up here above our picture, and I want you to see it. Do you see where it says new note? Yes, that note right there is a D, and it's sitting on top of a teeny tiny line called a ledger line, okay? So I want you to circle that in your music, okay? I'm going to get my pencil because it always helps to have a pencil. I'm going to circle that D since it says new note, okay? Now, we're going to find that that new note is going to be played with your thumb, left hand, finger 1, okay? And it's pretty cool once you see it in your actual music. So let's get our first song, new position G, or superposition G, right? You're going to recognize the tune, okay? Do we know the song, Row, Row, Row Your Boat? Do you? Yeah, let's sing it. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Yes, my not so great singing today. That's okay. That's why we're doing piano, right? So new position G is basically that song, right? It's a combination of quarter notes and eighth notes to get the sound of that song. We'll switch to piano view and let's see if we can learn this together, okay? Here we go. All right. So, new G position. I have my right hand where it usually goes on G above middle C. And then I'm going to skip 1, 2, and put my thumb, left hand finger 1 on that D. That's an easy way to find the new position G, okay? Now this song begins with a finger 5 pinky left hand on G, and it's in 2/4 time. Yes, so only 2 beats a measure, you guys. So let's go through this song nice and slowly, and we're going to play and sing the note names, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. G, 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 A, B, B, A, B, C, D with the third G and B. Right hand G, G, then D, D, B, B, G, G, D, C, B, A, G with the third G and B. Repeat. G, 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 A, B, B, A, B, C, D with the third G and B. Right hand G, G, D, D, B, B, G, G, D, C, B, A, G with the third G and B. All right! Hey, that was pretty darn good. I'm impressed. Yeah, little by little, this song is going to come together. Luckily, it's only 2 lines, so it's not super, super hard. What the hardest part of this song is getting our eyes used to reading on the top part of the bass staff. We're so used to playing down on the bottom that sometimes we forget that we have to learn how to read all of the staff, not just the little bits that we want to know, right? We got to learn all of it. And now that we're learning this new G position, we kind of see how it sort of mashes up in the middle, right? Between the bass staff and the treble staff. There's like the note in between, right? There's D's, C's, B's, and A's, right? We got to learn how to play those too. Let's see if we can play this one again, okay? But this time I'm going to say my finger numbers, okay? Primarily in the left hand. All right, so if that's helpful for you, take your pencil and write down those finger numbers if they help, okay? All right, let's give it a try. All right. My bench is getting squeaky. I might have to fix that. All right, so I've got my G right hand. I've fanned out my fingers. I'm going to skip my F and E there. And then that's where I'm going to put my left hand finger, 1 thumb. Okay, let's try this with finger numbers. I'm going to count off. 1, 2, ready, play. 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1 and 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 5, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a 1 and 3. Repeat. 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1 with a 1 and 3. 1, 1, 1, Very good. Hey, I like it. It's cute. It's a cute little song. It's one of those songs like you just remember from like being a little kid, you know? Like maybe like your nanny or your grandma or your nurse or your mom would sing these little nursery rhymes. It's kind of like that, right? It's also very popular as like the first song to sing in like a children's choir, right? Because you can do something called a round, right? And the round is sort of like this molding of a never-ending song in a way. You know, it says, row, row, row your boat. And then the next group starts, row, row, row your boat. So that's sort of the feel with it. That's probably why it's so familiar. Yeah, I'm glad you liked that. All right, well, let's turn the page, okay? We're learning something else today, and it's really cool. Now, if you look at page 52, it's all about something called the damper pedal. Oh my gosh, we're finally learning about pedals. Oh, that is amazing and extraordinary. Okay, now, some of you have traditional acoustic pianos. Woohoo! That's kind of like Miss Izzy's piano, right? It's brown, it's big, it's really heavy. You have to call a piano tuner. We typically have 3 pedals on the acoustic piano, okay? Now, we also have digital pianos with the full 88 keys that also have pedals on them at the bottom. And typically a digital piano will have 3 pedals or 2 pedals, or sometimes even 1 pedal that you can like plug in the back, okay? Now, those of you with keyboards, without the full 88 keys, you probably don't have a pedal, but that's okay, okay? Right now at this beginner stage, we are learning about the pedal, so we are aware of what it does and what its function is, so that when you do encounter a piano with a pedal, you'll know how to use it, okay? Woohoo! Yeah, it's really, really cool, okay? Now, I said 3 pedals, right? Now, if you look on the furthest pedal to the right, that one's called the damper pedal, and that's the one we're going to learn about today, okay? Now, it's really, really interesting because how it's notated or written in music is with a symbol. Yes, we love symbols. Now, it kind of looks like a short little line with a long line across and then another short little line to pick it up, right? Each of those lines has a function and a meaning, okay? Now let's take a look at this a little more closely. I'll move closer. Now this first little line here says foot down. You're gonna press your foot down on the pedal, okay? And you're gonna keep it down all the way across until you see the other little line at the end. And that's when you're gonna lift your foot up, okay? Yes, it's interesting and it's actually really, really fun to play, okay? Now, I do have to tell you something about the pedal though and how your foot needs to be playing with it, okay? I'm actually gonna switch to piano view because I'm gonna show you from above what it looks like, okay? Okay, you can't really see my feet, but you can see my legs, right? Okay, so this is my left leg. This is not the one that we're gonna be using. We're gonna be using this one, okay? This leg here, we play the right damper pedal by keeping our foot or our heel on the ground, okay? And we're gonna use our ankle joint to press that pedal down. Here's what it sounds like when I press it down. It kind of holds it, right? It gives it some water, it gives it some flavor, right? But guess what? If we played the pedal without keeping our heel on the ground, and we played it like this, ouch, ouch. Look, my knee is hitting the bottom of my piano. That's why Miss Izzy says to keep your heels on the ground, okay? Heels on the ground when we play our pedal. All right, I'll switch back to this view so you don't have to look at my green pants. All right, so that's what you gotta keep in mind, okay? It's important for us to remember to keep the heels on the ground, or else your leg is gonna hit the top of your piano, and ouch, that hurts. I have a bunch of students that still do that. I have to tell them, we're not driving a car, we're playing the piano pedals, okay? All right, so we know what the symbol looks like. Now we have to see what it sounds like when we use it, okay? We have a song called Pedal Play, and it's a fun song. It's actually in that new super G position, okay? We are going to put our hands there, and it says that our tempo is going to be adagio. Now, do you remember what adagio was? It's like really slow. Super snail slow, right? I always do that, right? Super snail slow. So Pedal Play is not a fast song, okay? It's 2/4 time. So we're counting 2 beats every measure, okay? We've got to figure out what our notes are. So I will switch to piano view so we can do that, okay? But the pedal's going to be coming in handy here pretty soon. All right. And if you don't have a pedal, that's okay. You're going to still be focusing on those notes, okay? So, new G position. We got to figure out where to start. Well, there's my G above middle C. I fanned out my fingers. I'm skipping 2, and then there is my thumb on D for my left hand. The very first chord is going to be a finger 3 on B for my right hand, and a 5th in my left hand, a harmonic 5th, okay? So let's see what that sounds like. 1 second, let's see here. There it is. Okay, that should be better. All right, so we've got that. I'm gonna count off and I'm gonna play my chord. Here it goes. Sounds pretty, right? But guess what? There's a pedal marking. So when I press those keys, I'm also going to push down that damper pedal, okay? Let me try that again. I gotta make sure that pedal's down. 1, 2, ready, play. Hold. Look, I'm not even holding it. There you go. My foot's holding it. Then I lift, and then I move on to the next chord. That's a finger 4 on C. And then I'm playing a harmonic 4th in my left hand. That's a finger 4 on A and a 1 on D. Let's see what that sounds like. I'm going to push my foot down at the same time for that pedal. Here it goes. 2, 1, 2, lift. And then I move on to the next chord. Finger 2 on A. And then I've got a second, harmonic 2nd in the left hand, C and D together. So let's see what that sounds like. Of course, I'm going to put that foot down again, aren't I? You bet. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Lift my foot. And then we end with the thumb on G, right hand, and a harmonic 3rd, D and B in the left. 1, 2, 1, 2. Repeat and lift your foot. We got to play it again. I wonder what it sounds like all together, okay? I'm going to keep playing this whole pedal play song without stopping this time with my pedals so you can see what happens, okay? More like hear what happens. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 2, ready, play. Lift. 2, ready, lift. 2, ready, lift. 2, 1, 2, lift. Repeat. 2, 1, 2, lift. 2, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. Ooh, very nice. Now that was pretty exciting. What do you think? It's hard, like, trying to coordinate, like, hands and feet and fingers and brains and, like, all this stuff going on at the same time. That's okay, though, because as we're learning and as we're practicing, it's going to get easier as it goes on, okay? It's not like it's going to be terribly hard forever. No, like, the more you play it, the better and the easier it's going to get for you, okay? I'm very proud of the progress you have made. We've made it to pedals. Isn't that cool? Yeah, it's really exciting. So, this is what you're practicing for the week, okay, friends? Page 51, we're going to be doing new position G, okay? So write that in your notebooks. All right, and then we are also working on page 52, pedal play, okay? And if you have pedals on your piano, you need to use it, right? If your piano comes with one pedal that you plug in, that's the one you use. If your piano comes with two pedals, use the one on the right. If your piano has three pedals, you're going to use the one furthest to the right. And if you don't have pedals with your keyboard or piano, that is okay. I need you to just be very aware that the pedal is going to be used, okay? So that way when you recognize that symbol, you know what to do, okay? Thank you very much. All right, very good job, my friends. What an awesome lesson. How are you feeling? You feeling good? Yes? Okay, good. All right, well, let's move on to theory. Pull out your wizard theory book. There it is. All right. Your theory assignment for today is page 36 and 37. So let's look at page 36. Page 36 is all about that new super G position that we learned, okay? It's all about a song here. It says Big Rock Candy Mountain. It's a very fun little song. So you're going to be writing in the new note names, okay? And then you may want to practice playing this little song too. It's a really cute one. All right, so that's page 36. Page 37 is all about the damper pedal, right? If you look at the little picture, it's like the hand pointing at the one furthest to the right, okay? That pedal is very, very fun to play. And it really explains why the piano can sound very smoothly connected and watery, kind of like a watercolor painting in a way, right? So that's how we're able to do that. You're going to go and look through all of these lines of music here. There's 2 lines, and write in your note names, okay? All right, page 36 and 37. That's your theory assignment. Yay! And that concludes your lesson for today, okay? That was really great. We learned a lot. Now, let's go over a couple things, right? Patreon. I like Patreon. It's just an easy way for you guys to help support me, okay? See what works for you. You know, it's not required, but I have 70 patrons now. I'm trying to get to my goal to 100 patrons by March, our 1-year anniversary. So if I can maybe add you to the mix, that would be wonderful in helping me reach my goal, okay? So let's make it happen, all right? Next, of course, is our YouTube. You know what to do. What is it that the people say? They say, smash that subscribe button. I'm such a nerd. I am not that person. But I will say subscribe because it's going to help you in your piano learning, right? If you need to go back and watch something, if you didn't understand a section of our music, this is the easiest way to do that, okay? Subscribe. The next, of course, Discord. I would love to see you on Discord. That's where I do all of my communicating now with my students. So if you're not on Discord, you're kind of missing out. I organize you by your class. I post updates there. Sometimes I haven't done any yet, but I'm going to do a private lesson giveaway on Discord. But you got to be on Discord to take advantage of that, okay? All right, let's see how that goes. And we've got to end our lesson with a music quote. All right. So today's music quote, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's from the American singer-songwriter Chuck Berry. And this is what he says. I grew up thinking art was pictures until I got into music and found out I was an artist and didn't paint. Yeah, that's really true, isn't it? You can be an artist and not be a painter, right? It's kind of like musicians. Like, we sort of decorate the air with art, right? Music is like a form of art. We're painting the sky, we're painting the air, we're painting time, right? As people listen to beautiful music and they make that beautiful music. It's art! So if anyone ever says that music isn't art, you can correct them. You say, actually, Music is art. All right? It's a performing art if you want to get fancy with it, right? Oh, thanks so much for joining us for piano today. It was fun. We had a good time. Lesson 30 is finished. I will see you all very soon. Take care. Bye.